Yeah.
Oh, good.
Even though we forgot the shofar, but I have one in my office that I gave him.
Good. Because I was asking him, and he was acting very uninterested. But I knew if you asked him, he'd say yes.
He took a little. He took a little bit of product, but I did get to it.
You're doing good work. I said to Dan, "He keeps him off the streets."
There you
all
go.
his practice.
There you go. Did you go to the discussion?
Yeah.
How was it?
It was mostly very good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I slept. I mean,
Yeah, I'm glad you did.
I was out. Just
I'm glad you did.
Really out. Yeah. Tired.
Yeah, I came in at one point to pick something up, and I saw you were sleeping. I just shut the door. Yeah, good. I'm glad you rested.
Yeah.
I took a nap
It
in my
helped.
car for a half hour.
It helped a lot. Yeah. I feel pretty good right now. So.
Okay. All right.
No water yet. So hanging in there with no water. So.
I stopped at Trader Joe's in the bagel store this morning and got some food so we can have breakfast if we need to at home.
Oh, great. Okay. Yeah.
And I have bagels in the car. If you need one, I'll sneak you one before you ride home.
Okay. Yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 lai. Lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai lai yai lai lai lai. Yai lai lai yai lai 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 lai. Lai 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 lai. Psalm 23.
Adonai roi lo echsar bino שירביצני על מי מנוחות ינהלני נפשי ישובב ינחני במעגלי צדק ינחני במעגלי צדק למען שמו גם כי אלך בגיא צל מוות לא יירא כי אתה עמדי שבטך ומשענתך המה ינחמוני תערוך לפניי שולחן נגד צורריי דשנת ושמן ראשי כוסי רוויה אך טוב רדפוני כל ימי חיי, כל ימי חיי, ושבתי בבית אדוני לאורך ימים. אדוני רואי לא אחסר, אדוני רואי לא אחסר.
Yizkor, we remember. We remember our dear ones whose lives have been sources of blessing to us. And then remembering, we keep them alive and we remind ourselves of the precious urgency of life. A poem by Ellen Bass, If You Knew. If you knew. What if you knew you'd be the last to touch someone? If you were taking tickets, for example, at the theater, tearing them, giving back the ragged stubs, you might take care to touch that palm, brush your fingertips along the lifeline's crease. When a man pulls his wheeled suitcase too slowly through the airport, when the car in front of me doesn't signal, when the clerk at the pharmacy won't say thank you, I don't remember they're going to die. A friend told me she'd been with her aunt. They just had lunch, and the waiter, a young gay man with plum black eyes, joked as he served the coffee, kissed her aunt's powdered cheek when they left. Then they walked half a block, and her aunt dropped dead on the sidewalk. How close does the dragon's spume have to come? How wide does the crack in heaven have to split? What would it look like? What would people look like if we could see them as they are, soaked in honey, stung and swollen, reckless, pinned against time? Page 459.
אדוני מאדם ותדעהו, בן אנוש ותחשבהו. אדם להבל דמה, ימיו כצל עובר, בבוקר יציץ וחלף, לערב ימולל ויבש.
Adonai, what are we human beings that you should know about us? Children of the flesh, that you should take account of us. A person is like a vapor. Of the upright, for the end of such a person is peace. Adonai can be trusted to redeem the soul of godly people. No one who trusts in God shall be confounded. At the rising of the sun and in its going down, we remember them. At the blowing of the wind, at the opening of buds and in the rebirth of spring, we remember them. At the rustling of the leaves and in the beauty of the autumn, we remember them. As long as they live, they too shall live, for they are now a part of us as we remember them. When we are weary and in need of strength, we remember them. When we are lost and sick at heart, we remember them. When we have decisions that are difficult to make, we remember them. As long as we live, they too will live, for they are now a part of us as we remember them. The bottom of 462. Life is not fair. The wrong people get sick, and the wrong people get robbed, and the wrong people get killed in wars and accidents. Some people see life's unfairness and decide there is no God. The world is nothing but chaos. Others see the same unfairness and ask themselves, where do I get my sense of what is fair and unfair? Where did I get my sense of outrage and indignation, my instinctive response of sympathy? Don't I get these things from God? Didn't God plant in me a little bit of the divine outrage at my injustice and oppression, just as God did for the prophets of the Bible? Isn't my feeling of compassion for the afflicted just a reflection of the compassion God feels in seeing the suffering of God's creatures? Are responding to life's unfairness with sympathy and righteous indignation, God's compassion and God's anger working through us may be the surest proof of all of God's reality. How often in a puzzling time we turn around to Mama asking, what does all this mean? How often in a quiet hour we turn around to the beloved of our life asking, do you remember when we feel the answer. The knowing nod near moves the breeze, but there is no breeze. The answer murmurs only in our mind. The smile lives somewhere in our eyes. No one else can see what has sown itself in us. We are their earth. Our words, our accents, half our songs, our tears, all are flowers from their lives, sweetening our blood, perfuming our flesh. Others say, what a good person you are. We know the roots. However, we too struggled when they stood beside us. From the struggle or beyond, it rose so much of us, so much we need to keep the conversation going. I'm my own person, we always said, but we weren't. We never were. Without them, we are less and more, because their shouting colors bloom in us, if anywhere. We must move the breeze along to spread the fragrance, to listen past the breezes to the blow of breezes where the answers we begin. We were so different, he and I. He could build anything, make anything grow in stubborn soil. He was so impatient, so unwilling to speak what lay deep inside his heart. We were so alike, he and I. Looking in the mirror, I see him sometimes instead of me. He could be impish sometimes, stubborn. Sure, there was always something he could do to ease his sweetie's pain, to help a friend. So much of what he built still stands. So much of what he nurtured from the soil still grows in unexpected places. When he died, I kissed his cheek, startled. He's not there, I said. He's here. Page 466. Strangers' eyes don't see how in my small room I open a door and begin my nightly stroll among the graves. How much earth, if you can call it earth, does it take to bury smoke? There are valleys and hills and hidden twisted paths enough to last a whole night's journey. In the dark, I see shining towards me faces of epitaphs wailing their song. Graves of the whole vanished Jewish world blossom in my one-man tent, and I pray, be a father, a mother to me, a sister, a brother, my own children, body kin, real as pain from my own blood and skin, be my own dead. Let me grasp and take in these destroyed millions. At dawn, I shut the door to my people's house of death. I sit at the table and doze off, humming a tune. The enemy had no dominion over them. Fathers, mothers, children from their cradles ringed around death and overcame him. All the children, astonished, ran to meet the fear of death, without tears, like little Jewish bedtime stories, and soon they flickered into flames like small namesakes of God. Who else, like me, has his own nighttime dead garden? Who is destined for this, as I am? Who has so much dead earth waiting for him as for me? And when I die, who will inherit my small house of death and that shining gift, an eternal death day light, forever flickering? By our recollections of those we've lost. Find them in your infinite spaces, bring them to your side, that we might know you shelter them beneath the shadow of your wings, that they might know that we remember them and love them and are touched by them, whether they died this week or long ago. May they forgive us for falling short of what in their best moments they had taught us. May we forgive them for falling short of what we wished that they could be. Help us to honor them in the lives we lead. And may they speak for us as you prepare to seal our destiny in the year to come. Bring their souls into the bond of life and grant us life, a long and healthy and virtuous life, for the sake of our love for them, for the sake of your love for us. We remember now those of our congregation, members of our community who have died since last Yom Kippur. I'd like to invite Bob Friedman and Gretchen Hecht.
John Barnett,
Linda Kern,
Odelia Svidgal,
Sylvia Brisbane,
Martin Seidenfeld,
Stanley Silman,
Arit Shore,
High Clock,
Jean Betesheim,
Alvin Hackle.
May their memories and the memories of all our dear ones who we hold close now be for an enduring blessing. That's good.
שיוויתי אדוני לנגדי תמיד, כי מימיני בא למות, לכן שמח ליבי ויגל כבודי, אף בשרי ישכון לבטח, אף בשרי ישכון לבטח.
Take a moment and continue silently. There are meditations for Yizkor for different family members, different loved ones starting on page 469 through page 473. Nishmat Abi Mori, Rav Abraham. Elmolei Rachamim. We rise as able, page 476.
אל מלא רחמים, שוכן במרומים, המצא מנוחה נכונה, תחת כנפי השכינה, במעלות קדושים וטהורים, כזוהר הרקיע מזהירים, לנשמות יקירנו שהלכו לעולמם. בעל הרחמים, יסתירם בסתר כנפיו לעולמים, ויצרור בצרור החיים את נשמותיהם, אדוני הוא נחלתם, וינוחו על משכבותם בשלום, ונאמר אמן.
It is hard to speak of oneness when our world is not complete. When those who once brought wholeness to our life have gone, and naught but memory can fill the emptiness their passing leaves behind. But memory can tell us only what we were in company with those we loved, and it cannot help us find what each of us alone must now become. Yet no person is really alone. Those who live no more echo still within our thoughts and words, and what they did is become woven into what we are. We do our best homage to our dead by living our lives fully, even in the shadow of our loss. For each of our lives is worth the life of the whole world, and each one is the breath of the ultimate one. In affirming the one, we affirm the worth of each one, whose life now ended, brought us closer to the source of life, in whose union no person is alone and every life finds purpose. Source of life, filled with compassion for those you bring into this world, grant complete repose to the souls of all those we remember today, all our people who have given their lives to sanctify your name. Sheltered by your divine wings, may they join the company of the holy and pure who shine bright as heaven. Bring their souls into the bond of life, that with you as their portion they may repose in peace. And let us say, Amen. Warner's Kaddish, page 477. Yit Gadal, V'yit Kadash, Shemei Rabbah, V'yalmad Divrach Hirutei, V'yamlich Malchutei, V'chaye Echon, V'yomei Echon, V'chaye Dechol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru. Amen. Yehi shmei rabam v'varach leolam lo me omaya. Yiparach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shemei dekudsha barichu. Leila min kol birchata v'shirata. Tuj b'chata v'nachamata. Da'amiran v'yalma v'yimru. Amen. Yehi shalom rabba min shamaya. V'chaim aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'yimru. Amen. Osei shalom v'imromav. Huya say shalom. Aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'yimru. Amen. May the one who makes peace on high let peace descend on us, on all Israel, on all the world. May comfort be with those who mourn. Oh, say shalom, shalom, bimromav, huya say shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Huya say shalom, Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oh, say shalom, shalom bimromav, huya say shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. We will continue with our Ne'ilah concluding service in about 20 minutes.